Hello.
Hello.
Oh, this is an exciting evening. I think our heroes have never quite been quite so back
in
to
dire straits.
Yeah, this is tense moments for us. It's the closest I think we've ever been to a TPK.
So good evening, everyone.
Prem, would
Hello.
you? Oh yes, we're very much in this customer service frame of mind. So here's to you.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Prim, would you like to bring us in?
Ooh, yes I would, and have we got a doozy to get into. Last time on Sigil Confidential, the combined might of the crew and the clockwork aberrant construct the scrubber summoned brought down their last remaining foes and the Star Fiend in short order. However, the battle was not yet over. The construct turned its attention towards the crew and continued attacking. Believing that it was designed to attack without discretion, the crew first tried to command it to stop, either by asking the scrubber to do so or commanding it directly. When that didn't work, Ratt set himself to the task of disabling it. Jimmy and Draken distracted it from the outside, and Istu, Cinder, and the Ghost provided support from a safe distance. Ratt managed to pry the construct open, and he slipped inside. There were numerous gears and other mechanical parts moving within it, and black, crackling energy pulsed throughout. He had the idea to jam the mechanicals to get the construct to stop moving. After the application of a quickset polymer that Ratt found earlier into some gears, he was successful, and the interior of the construct began heating up rapidly as it shuddered and shook. The energy building up was even more frenetic, and sparks flew in every direction. In a blinding flash of black energy, the aberrant construct exploded. The Ghost, Istu, and Cinder dove into a nearby vault for cover. But this didn't save Cinder. His skin melted onto the Ghost and Istu as they came to, and they soon realized that they were the only two people left alive. Draken, Ratt, and Cinder were dead. Their corpses were scattered around the room, except Jimmy and Saren's bodies were nowhere to be found. The Ghost wailed in her grief at the loss of the people she cared the most about, and Istu was in shock looking at Cinder, the person they felt closest to. Without the energy left in them to bring their friends and loved ones back from the dead, our two last living crew members need to rest. But explosions they heard elsewhere on the ship threatened their mission and their lives. Can Istu and the Ghost face impossible odds and work together to pull off the rescue of a lifetime? It's a race against the clock as we jump back into the action right now on Sigil Confidential, the Uncanny Odyssey!
Bravo.
Very nice.
Very nice. So yes, dire straits indeed, as the majority of the party is either dead or missing. Missing being the more mysterious parts, of course. So, here we are. You guys were reeling in shock, trying to kind of gather your wits, and in the distance, not only did you hear the shock of explosions going off throughout the rest of the ship, but the scampering of scrubbers, en masse, searching for the cause of the damage. Most likely for you. I could be wrong. So real quick, let me give a shout out to Skull Splitter Dice, our glorious sponsors for this evening. They are the most amazing dice company in the known, unknown, and multiverses. Be sure to check them out. You can use code FEATHERFALL at checkout for an amazing 10% off. I'm sorry I didn't do the big ad tonight, but I really wanted to get right into it. I love you guys, Skull Splitter. You're the bee's knees. Alright, so you guys do me one favor real quick. Talk amongst yourselves for just a second. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something.
God, no. Not the ship. Not the ship. Gods, we've got to get out of here. We got to escape. We've got to find a place to rest. I need the energy to bring Draken and Ratt and everyone back, but I don't. Gods damn it, I don't. Scrubbers. Scampering about the ship. We need to hurry. We need a plan. We need to rest. We need... And Bryn just starts sobbing where she kneels once more.
Need a miracle. Okay, so... Have you gathered everyone together that you could find?
I would like to begin the process of that, considering that we're still within this vault.
Yes.
I'm gonna levitate Cinder's remains and begin looking around outside.
Okay.
To get everything together.
Okay.
And of course, I know that the aura, this pictured, isn't actually present because the bearer is deceased, but
Yeah, I can turn that off, so...
it helps visibility, so I don't know. So we're gonna add Draken to this collective. I don't.
We want the light off just to drive the point home.
Okay.
I should have made some skeletal tokens.
I'm just gathering everybody. Ratt, Cinder.
Are you binding them together and levitating them as a group? I think we talked about that kind of. Okay. That's fine. I'm not gonna make that too much more difficult than it has to be.
And this is at will, this level.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. They are doing the best work possible right now. Okay, so
Just put that in the chat just in case we need it for later.
as I mentioned, from this direction here, you do hear a sizable amount of movement, growing louder and closer, clangs and booms,
Just gonna recast that.
as well as the occasional explosion.
Okay. We're gonna just do some housekeeping stuff, you know? Recast that spell, make sure we're as clean as possible because there's all manner of stuff going on over here. So where do we head next now that we've gotten everyone together?
That's a good question.
I can't move Ratt to our collective group, but he's there and
Oh yeah, well, we're going to be doing a lot of theater of the mind tonight, so that's okay.
Is too. Have you seen Jimmy and Saren's bodies? I can't find them.
Last I saw them, they were over here ish. I don't see them now.
They were all in front of the scrubber.
Isty goes over here and looks down over the side, like
They were all
towards
in
the
front
side of the ship.
construct.
Just like
So if you would like to give me a search or investigation roll in the areas that you remember them being before the detonation, you're welcome to.
yes.
Okay.
Well, you're better at that, right?
It's not
Oh
bad.
no, I'm better.
I mean, we can both make them.
Yeah, you can be welcome to both.
Yeah.
26 is definitely double.
That's real good, actually.
So, oddly, now you see no trace of Saren whatsoever.
Right.
Where you remember Jimmy standing, however, oddly, there is a scorched outline of his form, kind of elongated in the perspective of where the blast would have hit him. But it's like a clean body outline of his form, kind of in a shock pose on the floor. But no sign of him.
Am I correct to like sort of imagine this as like a historical visual of certain areas?
Yeah, like the flash burns that you'd see from a nuclear attack, that type of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. He's gone. But how? But why? Jimmy and Draken were literally both right in front of the aberrant construct, and yet we have Draken's body, but not Jimmy's. Why? What? How? Everything's gone. There's nothing. Not Blackjammer, not... Side note, out of character, can I make that roll about Blackjammer?
Go ahead.
What do you want me to roll?
Let's do Arcana.
Okay, and we are going to do a little special something for bardic lore from our little talks.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you. Would you rather a bonus or an advantage? I'll let you pick.
Well, depends on how big the bonus is.
Haha, statistics.
Yeah.
Well, let's say, what level are you?
18.
18. I'll give you either a +4 or an advantage.
I'll take the advantage.
All right. Go on ahead then. 23 is a solid roll. So it does stand out in your head that, as you kind of lovingly identify the scorch mark on the floor, you see the outline of items on him. You see like the hilt of Blackjammer and where the scabbard would have hung back, and you see like even the outline of Stapleton's old derby in the image. You're pretty much aware. You're both intelligent. You've been around a long time. That if they had basically been incinerated, it would have just been like a humanoid outline. It would not have included an equipment. And you know from your information as a learned individual that Blackjammer was an artifact and would have caused a significant amount of damage if it had somehow been destroyed, which you're not even sure is possible.
Wait, but... There's no way that Blackjammer should have been destroyed.
So that means one thing, right?
If Jimmy was actually disintegrated, then Blackjammer would still be here.
Which means he's alive, but just not here.
That's...
Maybe.
It's a strong possibility.
What are the scrubbers doing right now?
Getting
Still
closer.
scrambling?
Yeah, you can hear him
Okay.
getting closer. I actually just rolled a minute ago.
You neglect that I could be dead, but elsewhere.
This is possible too.
Okay, well, we just go with what I would
Scrubbers are-
think. We know that these three are deceased, right? They're with us, they're here, we could do something about it. But the first thing we need to do is get to safety, right?
Indeed, we need to rest.
So which way would safety be?
To your knowledge thus far, the only way in and out of this building, this room, this chamber that you have seen, is the way you came in.
And the way we came in, is that clear still?
That's the direction all the noise is coming from.
Okay.
Only one means of ingress and egress.
That you've seen. mind you, you never really got a chance to search the room.
Yeah, that's what I was about to have Bryn say.
Yeah,
Do you think there might be any alternatives?
Yeah, let's start doing that.
Yeah, Bryn would like to begin searching. If Istu wants to do that as well, then Bryn will help Istu in their investigation.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you roll at advantage then.
Alright. We're looking for any,
23. Solid. Okay, so you begin your search, and while you do not find any constructed exits from the chamber, the damage that occurred has opened several tears in the wall and the floor that could potentially be used to get out and into another passage. You can see, like, you can look through and say, well, we could squeeze through here, or we could drop down there. So you have the option of, there's about 3 points that you think you could actually, like, you can see into, that you could squeeze through and get the bodies through, and without significantly damaging yourself in the process.
What do you think? Do we drop or do we go horizontal?
There's 2 drops and 1 horizontal, just to specify too.
if we drop down, we're gonna struggle to get back up, so I would say one of the horizontal paths would be better.
Okay, so the 1 horizontal path? Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Agreed. Let's go.
All right. So the horizontal path opens up. It's literally like a rend in the wall where it just kind of blew in and split at the seam, opening wide enough into the corridor that appears to run kind of perpendicular to the one you're in. Mm-hmm. So you manage to squeeze through without too much effort, and it's kind of towards the back of the chamber where you see it. You manage to squeeze through and kind of float the bodies through, squeezing them and squelching them a little bit. You're not too worried about scuffing them up at this point because, well,
We're pretty scuffed.
yeah, not much more you can do at this point.
Not like it matters whenever you cast Resurrect in the end anyways, as long as you have their body.
Exactly.
Or at least parts of their body, because if they're missing things like hearts and other important organs, that's okay. The 7th level Resurrect replaces all of that. The only trick you can pull it off with absolutely no body at all is with 9th level Resurrect.
Which would open a whole new field of healthcare if it existed. But
My god.
Yeah.
So, you managed to squeeze through it. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I did want to make sure before we leave this area that I got absolutely everything that I could have gotten from everyone's remains. That I gathered as much as possible. And
No,
that,
you're not going to leave stuff behind. I'm not going to be that mean.
Okay.
I'm not going to be that
Okay,
mean.
I just wanted to make sure.
No, there's no harm in
So
asking.
we're leaving the area, so.
Yeah, you probably won't be coming back to this chamber.
Yeah,
Right.
Bryn will pick up Saren's laser gun that fell out of her hands,
That's obliterated. Her
Rip.
her pistol.
Never mind.
Yeah. She actually tried to use it as a self-destruct, and it failed. I made a bad roll.
That's what I thought was about to blow us all up.
Yeah, she was trying, but no, I made a bad roll on her behalf, and it just didn't work.
Istu's looking around this corridor for signs of a breach further in that would be a hazard to our safety, and looking down at the floor.
Well, it is unstable, and every few minutes, you can feel just reverberations of distant explosions kind of shudder the whole ship, and debris and dust rain down on your heads. The lights flicker. You kind of lose your footing for just a second. So the passage that you're in, you have 2 directions that you can go.
As we lose footing collectively,
Yeah.
Istu shifts the levitate spell to cover all of us and the remains,
Okay.
so we don't have to worry about falling down in the floor again.
Okay. That's fine. So do you want to
As long
go
as Bryn
left?
is- I guess if Bryn wants to float separately, then they can. Do you wanna?
Bryn will
Like,
accept a
move over here?
levitate.
Cool. Right. Sorry.
So everyone's off the floor, basically.
Just so we don't,
No harm.
you know.
No harm. That's smart.
Bryn will she'll give this to a nod, like a smart thinking sort of nod.
Yeah. Do you want to go left or right?
Can we hear anything from either of the tunnels?
At the moment, no. However, there it is. You do hear a sizable ruckus coming from the room you just left. It sounds like a large number of scrubbers just burst in, and something very large with them.
Which path is the most away from the chamber that we just came?
Probably the right.
Yeah, I was thinking the right too.
Right?
Yeah.
We go right.
Okay. We go right. So the corridor is very tight. It's big enough for you guys to kind of float down as you're going. Kind of imagining like your legs drifting back, and you kind of leaned forward as you're going. The body's kind of between you guys, drifting and kind of ducking as debris rains down on you every now and then. And the ship kind of shudders and jostles. And you go on for about a good 20, 30 feet this direction, the lights flickering and kind of messing with your perceptions as you go from light to dark, even if you have like dark vision that's disorienting. The light, dark.
I have dark vision, but I turn to Spooky Spook and go, "Hey, can you see it all?"
Spooky Spook, I love it.
I don't know. Well, my character doesn't know their name, so.
No, you're fine.
Well, Istu knows that, like, everyone around them is called her ghost, like...
Yeah, but I prefer Spooky Spook.
Fair enough.
Can you see?
Marginally.
And you're ahead of me, right?
Yeah, I assume Bryn's in front.
Okay. All right. So
We'll keep it that way then. Yep.
after about the 40 or 50 feet down, and you're levitating, so you're not moving at any incredible rate of speed, obviously, but it's probably best because it's careful. Slow and steady wins the race, right? So, in the flickering lights, the service lights that are on in this corridor, as you kind of round a bend in the corridor itself, you notice that the passage ahead very abruptly just ends in like this jumble of collapsed rubble and debris. There's like chunks of metal and twisted support structures and beams that just create like what appears to be an impassable barrier. You can see faint beams of dim light kind of filtering through the cracks in the rubble, but right now all it's doing is like just casting these kind of unnerving shadows on the wall as it, between the flickering lights above you and these kind of dust-filled beams of light coming out through the cracks in the rubble. You can definitely smell the scent of like burnt metal, and there's just dust everywhere.
So there's something on the other side of the rubble, supposedly.
It appears like it's just, there's light coming through, so...
Yeah, so Bryn will use a charge of her Ghost Step ring to peek her head through.
Okay. Explain to me how that works exactly again.
You become incorporeal for, like, a round, and you can pass through objects and such.
Okay. Is this incorporeal? It's not ethereal or anything, right?
No, it's straight incorporeal.
Okay, good. No worries. Alright, so... And you're just kind of peeking through?
Yeah, peeking through just real quick and then back out, like, whenever she sees what's on the other side.
Okay. Give me a disadvantaged perception roll, please.
Jeez.
Is that disadvantaged?
That is disadvantaged.
I don't feel like that's been disadvantaged very much.
I mean, as you can see, like, the lower of the two numbers is, like, the brighter one.
Yeah, no. I mean that jokingly. It's just, you guys and your crazy cheater rolls.
They so good.
We're level 18.
That's true.
What
it's
we
true.
have here is an exquisite statistical distribution. I stat out an investigation, you stat out a perception.
You're not
And
going to miss
we handle
anything.
a division of labor for all of it. We got it. Let's go.
So, as you're passing through the debris, and it's not very deep, right? And you get the feeling that even though it would take a significant amount of elbow grease to do so, you could potentially clear it working together. Maybe with, using the right leverage and whatnot. But as you're passing through, you notice incorporeally that right at the center of it is this metallic crate that's just damaged really bad by the fall. And inside there's a crack in it. You can just kind of see this faint glowing pulse coming from inside of it. And right underneath it, this absolutely just crushed figure of an elf. Not one of the fused ones, like an actual elf, just kind of preserved there under the rubble. On the other side, you do see, like, the tunnel keeps going.
I can't see that, right?
No, that's just
No.
Brent.
Yeah, so Bryn will pull back out before the incorporeality is, and she'll say, "It's to the path continues on the other side of this rubble. But in the rubble itself, there is a metal crate with a glowing crack inside of it, and it looks like there's a crushed, like, elf within. It could be Saren. Do we try and clear the rubble?"
Yeah, if one of our parties over there, then we should definitely try to do that. But this dude who looks at their weak arms and is like, I just don't think I'm the person for a strength part, I don't I'm not the one for strength, so
Noodle arms.
I'm not the person.
I have a big brain and little arms, and I'm not built for this. So
I'm not the person either, believe me, but we need to get Saren. If it is her in here, it definitely isn't one of the fused undead.
Okay, so if I can see over to the other side,
You can
I
kind of
can
see the
misty
light
step.
coming through, but it's not enough to get it because of the dust and debris. You can't really get a clear vision.
Okay.
So any type of
So we-
transportation like that is going to come with some pretty significant risks.
And this stuff in front of us is all metal? Like, there's no part we can bend to get... Or is it just, like, metal, debris, fabric, and some other stuff that I might be able to, like, tear?
It's the corridor caved in, so it's all
Yeah.
pretty much metal.
Quick
But-
out of character.
Uh-huh.
Just to make sure, just because we were a little rushed at the end of the last time we played Sigil, Master Mist, did you get the 37 healing that Bryn gave us to?
37?
Yeah, she healed for like 37.
Oh, I only have 29.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely take that if you didn't.
Yeah.
We don't want to start you off at a severe disadvantage any more than we have already.
37? Because I could have sworn your cure wounds was 12 with the other stuff. I got
Oh, it
that.
was a higher level cast, so it was 12 plus 19 plus 6.
All good.
Okay.
So are
See, I
you
don't-
guys thinking about trying to clear it, or?
Yeah, I think.
that if Saren's over there, and we should probably try. But at this point, I don't know if what I added in and what I didn't add.
Yeah, so if you added 12, add 19 and another 6.
Okay.
Yeah. All good. So
Just had to be sure, because I
Are-
want Istru to be as healthy as possible.
are you guys using any tools for this, or just your hands?
I am looking through my tools. I feel like Bryn will get more use out of a mage hand, but I don't know.
They're not really that strong as far as what they can lift.
10 pounds.
Quarterstaff, so I mean that's not gonna.
No, you guys do whatever you
Mechanical
want.
leverage.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start quarterstaffing it and trying to get in there.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you guys are working together to clear, basically, with whatever you have available.
Right.
All right. So no, that's fine. Let's give an athletics check with advantage if you're helping one another. So.
Okay, am I gonna do this or are you gonna do it?
I've got 2 athletics.
I think I'm a little bit better at athletics than you, but I'm not that strong.
I mean, me either. I've got like a -1 modifier, but you're the one who's doing it with a quarterstaff, so you roll with advantage.
Yeah. Well, let's just say you're both leaning on the staff.
Yeah.
10. Okay. So, okay, this is interesting. So, you're both kind of leaning on the staff and groaning, trying to, just get some leeway, and you feel it kind of start to give, and you hear things starting to move, and then the staff slips out and kind of knocks Istru, not enough to hurt you, but knocks you enough to kind of knock you off balance, and you bump back into Bryn. Bryn goes sprawling out behind you, as all of that debris just rains down on you two. I need you both to give me a dex save, please, to avoid getting buried. Well, that's pretty good.
Alrighty.
Beat.
Well. Yep. No.
Okay. So Istru, Bryn managed to just like scramble back out of the way, which in this particular case is a good thing because you're not both in a bad situation. Istru, you take 9 bludgeoning damage from the debris falling on top of you, and you're pinned underneath like a lot of weight right now. You're basically restrained at this point.
I'm gonna start levitating the weight.
Okay. Well, it's a lot of little bits of rubble, and you're already levitating bodies.
Bryn will come over and start clearing weight with her hands.
Okay.
It's an at-will, so I can just do it.
Yeah, but you can only. I think you can only focus on one thing at a time. Is what I mean. Do you want to drop the bodies and start?
Well,
It's your call.
I mean,
I just.
if the debris is on top of me,
Yes.
then by extension it's on top of the bodies behind me, right?
No, I was kind of picturing you kind of pushed them back a little bit while you guys were digging, so they're not in the way.
I would slowly drop concentration on that so they're not like jostled too much, but just kind of
It's
get the
raining
stuff
men.
off me.
Hallelujah.
I was picturing them being around me, like to my left, directly behind me, and to my right, so that I could keep an eye on them and at the side of my eye, like, and they're all tied together. So
Okay.
they're very close to me. If the stuff is falling on top of me, it could have fallen on top of them
Well,
too.
let's say you pushed them back just so that everything's not completely buried.
Yeah, so I'll slowly drop that,
Okay.
move this stuff, pick it back up again, put concentration on levitating them.
All right. Well, give me let's do another athletics check real quick. Yeah, at
Bryn's
advantage.
helping.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Bryn lead this one because you're kind of standing over, and Istru is restrained and just using levitation to help, basically. Okay. You're struggling. It's because it's a lot of debris. It's not like one thing that you can pick up. If it was just like one rock or something that fell on you, levitate would be great, but this is a lot of little chunks of metal and stuff. So you're just having trouble sifting it out in a way that doesn't just rain back down on top of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can try again. You didn't take any extra damage. give me one more try.
Okay. That's better.
There we go.
Hey.
Look at that. Look at that.
Very
Nice.
nice.
All right. So yeah, you've definitely managed to kind of working together. Like S2 manages to kind of push some of the larger bits off, and you kind of give her a good, yank out of the debris pile, and the rest kind of falls out. As you do, a large chunk of it kind of like tumbles out into the corridor where you're at, and reveals enough of an opening that you could probably squeeze through at this point at the top. It also revealed the small crate that you saw in the crushed elf. However, you notice that there's this smoky, almost incorporeal form beginning to coalesce right above the crate and then the opening that you just cleared, with this kind of scrunched up face like it's in pain, shivering and kind of jerking left and right. It's every now and then like its head will kind of morph to the right and then morph to the left, and it's like it's just phasing from position to position as it grows and begins to coalesce into a whole form.
Phasing,
Form,
or
and
is
it
this a
looks
ghost?
spooky.
It's not like any ghost you've ever seen. I will say
it's
that.
more your thing, like.
You got this, right?
Yeah. There
Easy,
you go.
easy work.
This
Light
doesn't look
work.
like any ghost I've ever seen.
Oh no. Should we still go in there, or like we're pretty sure it's not Saren? Saren?
Doesn't look like
So-
Sarah, no.
We can just go back left. We're not.
Let's get the crushed elf out.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna gently deposit our friends here, and what's on top of it? Is it like
It's
a
just
large?
a crate.
I'm just gonna pick the crate up with levitate.
Okay.
and
The
move it
entity kind of
slightly.
watches it with its jerky motions as it moves.
Move it gently over and place it gently down, back on the unoccupied ground.
Okay.
We're just I look at oops, like, okay, you're the fancy one. There you go. Ta-da!
I'm curious what
While
the
you do
glow in the
that-
crate is. I would like to open the crate.
All right. You open the crate. It's hard to say. Like you're having a hard time figuring out how to open. There's no visible latch. There's a breach in it that you can kind of see. There's like a glowing pulse coming from inside. But as you lean down and start kind of investigating the crate, the figure begins to kind of drift forward towards you.
I'm just gonna go back to that hole that we entered into the space with, and try to bring the bundles back into the room with us in case that area caves in a bit more.
Okay.
Start,
Wait, you
like,
guys
closing
haven't
it up
gone.
after.
You haven't gone through the breach yet. So you're still on the side that you were on.
So I just looked through the opening and levitated the crate.
Yeah, it kind of like fell away, and the crate and the corpse were on the bottom of the pile, basically.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and go in there?
Yeah, let's go ahead, go through, and then we'll investigate on the other side of the rubble.
Okay, you're gonna have to pass through this thing, whatever it is, to go through.
Pass through the crate or pass through the opening?
Pass through the entity. The entity is
Okay.
between you and the breach, drifting towards you.
Blocking it,
It's coming to say hi.
so we couldn't have gotten into the room before it did that, or
No, because you just got yanked out from under the rubble yourself.
well, small your area. There you go.
Here,
Stand ready to get the bundles through.
Yeah, since Bryn can't figure out like what how the hell to open up this thing, she's going to use another charge of Ghost Step to get the object out of the crate.
Okay. So, as you do this, this thing closes the distance between you. You pull out, you reach into through it basically, and pull out the item, whatever's in it. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a weirdest pair of gloves you've ever seen in your life. They're thick, they're cumbersome, they've got weird little lights on them. It's some kind of magic, maybe. They don't make any sense to you. But as you...
Insight check the elf as Bryn is looking into the crate.
Well, as she pulls them out, this thing closes the distance in like an unnervingly quick response movement. It's almost like it dematerializes and rematerializes right in front of her. And it's just
With
this
an aggression
shifting.
to it.
It doesn't lash out. It just moves really fast all of a sudden, where it was just drifting. And it's sitting there, and Bryn, it's right in front of you now. So you kind of look up and you see this weird face. It's shifting and changing, and all through it, it's almost like it's made of 1,000 layers of white noise, shifting and changing, and still somehow forming like a full figure, like a strange specter, unlike anything you've ever seen. And in this stilting, like dry voice, it begins to speak to you in Elven, which I believe you understand.
Through her knowledge of Sylvan, yes.
Yeah. So it basically it's asking you. It's like, have you come to rescue me? I've been waiting for so long. The rescue team never came.
We're here to rescue as much of the ship as we can.
Pull me out, please.
Will do. It's two should be over there with the corpse. So.
Am I?
Are you?
Because as far as I know, it's the bundles, me, the debris, wall, and then the crate, and then this being and you. Because like you went through it, and now I can't because it's in the way.
Well, I thought we moved the crate out of the way, which freed up the elf.
Here.
And our way through.
Let's do this real quick.
Did we just completely failed the theater of the mind part.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I've been giving you guys visuals a long time. It's okay. So no, like here's the breach. This is gonna be a really horrible, simple drawing.
Yeah.
All right. So the crate was there. You guys are here and here. Bodies are back here.
Mm-hmm.
He basically drifted out from where the body was. And then the corridor goes on past the debris and rubble that you guys got trapped in right there.
Yeah, because my understanding is Istu went through the rubble and was right here with the bodies.
No,
like Bryn.
Unless Istu Misty stepped, which I don't believe they did.
I thought they like went through after we moved the crate out of the way because I thought the crate was like
they
here.
would have had to go through the entity to go to the crate.
Yeah, and I don't know about all that, man.
Yeah,
I don't know about going through the entity because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the entity was there hovering above the crate, basically. Like right here where my X is.
Okay.
I mean, you speak the language. I don't want to
So-
be over here, my Yanti looking tail walking
But
in there.
I mean, you guys are still
"Oh, okay."
kind of next to each other, so you're not
Yeah,
like distant from one another or anything.
I'm just on the other side of this stuff, okay? Like,
Yeah. Well, since I'm assuming we moved the crate back because Istu said they put levitate on the crate and moved it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So Bryn will go over and try and pull the elf out.
Okay. Give me another athletics check, please.
Okay, just at, yeah, I guess just at normal.
Yeah, just normal.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you managed to carefully remove the remains. They've been there a long time, from you can tell. Like, they're desiccated and kind of dried out, almost mummified in a weird way. But you managed to pull it out very respectfully and carefully, without tearing legs off or anything.
So the entity moved over. Is it over here now?
No, it
Should be with us.
Just floating here.
This
Yeah.
is the side with the crate on it.
Yeah.
And this is us.
No, you guys aren't over there yet.
Okay, the crate and the entity is on this side.
Correct. Everybody's on that side.
So I have gone through the barrier with the entity and the crate.
No, nobody's gone through the barrier yet.
So the crate's here, and I'm over here.
No, nobody's gone on that side yet.
The crate's over here then?
No, the crate's
No.
over here.
So if the crate's over there and I haven't gone through the barrier, then I have to be over here.
Well, you moved the crate over to where you guys were, right?
I moved it over on its side, farther out.
Oh, you moved it
was
away.
Yeah, if it was here, I moved it over there. The clicking.
Well, yeah, you moved it towards yourselves. Like you brought
So-
it to you.
Mm.
Or did you push it away?
I picked it up, moved it off of the body, and moved it behind the body in my visual field, like forwards and back.
So
it
you
was
would have
away
pushed
from
it
me.
over through the debris. That would have been away from you.
We've got 3 people operating on 3 entirely different images.
So
Rip.
what I'm thinking is, we run into the debris, we look through the debris. There's a crate, there's a guy under the crate, right?
Here, let's do this. Alright. So, whoa, Pistu, you're huge. Alright, so, yeah, you guys are there. Okay. Like I said, the debris is here. Alright.
Yeah.
You got stuck here. Bren pulled you out.
And we came from over here on this side.
That's correct. And then
Okay.
the debris fell away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Opening up a passage through.
Where the crate and the body was.
But that was under the debris.
Oh, like right in this area.
Yeah, it was actually under the debris. You uncovered it when the debris piled up, fell on top of you, basically.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
have moved it. I would have moved it the way the arrow is.
Okay, so we haven't opened the crate yet. Then we'll just retcon that. The entity still would have come to visit you.
Okay, well, Bryn would have, moved onto the other side and opened the crate. Let's put it
Yeah,
that
that's what I
way.
thought.
You would have to go through the entity to do that. Like he's standing between you, asking you to pull him free, which you did.
Yeah, okay, we'll just say we did that first.
Okay, no, that's fine. That clears up the confusion.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to walk through anybody, I'm cool.
So you pull him free, and you see like his head kind of lull back in this weird sense of relief, and he disperses. But you are free to go through now, and then you can pull open the crate and get the gloves, funky gloves out.
Yeah.
While you do that, I'll worry about transporting the remains through
Okay.
from this side to this side. And
Okay.
then get myself on the other side of that too.
Okay.
Yeah, so if there's a way that I can open the crate without using Ghost Step, I'll do that.
There are no visible latches that you can see.
I mean, can I open it by the breach?
Try to tear it open.
I
Uh,
can't control the token.
Well, let's use Ghost Step. Let's say she used it and got the gloves that way.
No, that's fine. So you get the ghost. And like I said, they're very awkward, thick gloves with lights all over them. They look. You can't figure a good use for them. Like they'd be the worst gloves you ever owned. Bulky and they would mess up your your finger dexterity and whatnot.
She'll just drape him across the strap of her bag, and whenever Istu's ready, tarry forward.
All right. So we're continuing on then.
Istu would like to move the bundles from over here to over here set them down, and then take a bit of time to move the debris back to block this entrance way over here, in case there's anything following us from all the clamor that was this way.
Yeah. Okay. Not a problem. So you're moving the stuff over? Bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay. Okay.
All good.
Okay. So yeah, you move everything over. There's no problem. You don't feel like you're being followed. You don't hear or see anything that would give you reason to believe you are.
Okay. Just being extra cautious.
No harm. You guys are in a tight spot.
And we're back levitating the remains again, and myself and Bryn once we move on. Spooky Spook and me and everybody else.
Okay. So you can tarry forth. Not to be confused with Terry Sideways. So as you enter into this kind of twisting maze of this corridor, and it spirals and turns and goes at weird angles up and down as you're going. You're not really sure where you're going. You're just trying to go somewhere at this point, which it's a panic move, right? You kind of, once again, you come around one of these kind of corkscrewing spiral shaped corridors. It's still very tight, a lot of damage, ship still shuddering, lights still flickering, and it opens up into a wider corridor eventually, right?
While we're going through this maze, can we specify which path we took? Like,
yeah, well, so it hasn't
left.
It hasn't deviated yet.
Okay.
It's just been a straight shot, which is a good thing.
So we're like sticking to the left wall, and it's just going straight.
Yeah, I'll let you know if you come across any breaches or anything like that, any T-sections or anything.
Okay.
But yeah, these are scrubber corridors. They pretty much are usually designed for like one purpose. It is, even though it might be hard to tell what that purpose is. But yeah, so the corridor ahead of you seems to kind of stretch out to infinity. It's disorienting because it just goes to like a pinpoint, and it's a strangely like circular corridor. It's a little wider than you've been in, and it's clean. You don't see any debris or damage down this corridor. The lights still flicker throughout it, but beyond that, it just kind of opens up into a circle and then straight forward to infinity and beyond.
So, spooks.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking for in a safe place to rest?
My opinion, just well enough away from the scrubbers, in a location where they would not be able to sense us or have at least lost interest. And along with that, somewhere away from any explosions on the ship.
And we can still hear those where we are right now, right?
Yeah, every few minutes the ship is rocked by them.
Okay. So other than the fact that we can hear the explosions, this would be ideal. Because we have that other way blocked off. We haven't gone that way yet, so we'd be kind of facing that way. We'd be facing this unexplored territory more than like the way we just came with the entrance blocked off. But just keeping it in mind.
Just personally, the scrubbers created these maintenance tunnels throughout the Haru specs. I don't really have faith in the blockade we have created to slow them down for long.
I mean, we can keep going. I'm just trying to visualize what would be a good idea. So I can manifest it, you know?
Fair, but it would be in our best interest to keep going.
Well, we keep going. We keep going.
So yeah, basically it's just this, like you're coming into this corridor. It just goes straight as far as you can see.
Right behind you. Let's go. Let's keep going.
So you guys begin to go down the corridor, still hovering.
Yep.
Okay. So you begin. You enter in to this rounded corridor, and the first thing you notice as you move forward is the moment that you kind of pass that threshold into the circular corridor itself, where it's cleaner, that the walls begin to kind of... You're not sure if it's just your mind playing tricks on you, or the light, or whatever, but it's like they're shifting, contracting, changing just enough to kind of make it difficult to gauge distance. The air even kind of feels thicker and almost surreal. Istu, can you give me an Arcana check, please?
Not advantaged. Yes.
Solid. You immediately recognize chronomancy at play. Like, you can feel it in your bones. There's some type of destabilization in this corridor.
Yeah, we need to get through this as soon as possible. That's not natural. Whatever that is, we need to get out of here. Because we could be stuck in this if we linger too long.
Don't have to tell me twice.
No.
Okay, so you guys begin to move quicker up the pace down the corridor.
How wide is this circular area? Like, how far is it from where I am to the end of it? Is it just the circular space that seems to go on forever, or is it the corridor itself that goes on forever?
As far as you can tell, the corridor goes on forever, visually.
But the circular space is like...
It's just weird. It's shifting and contracting and moving and expanding and...
50 feet.
Yeah, it feels like it's like 10 feet and then 15 and then 9 and then 30. So. It's kind of shifting, but it's like every time you look at a wall, it's different. Every time you look at the floor, it's different. The only thing that seems to maintain is the infinite distance ahead of you.
Istu's gonna grab the bundles with one hand and Misty step across this circular space to the beginning of the corridor on the other side when it seems like it's 15 or so feet. Well,
so no, I mean in diameter. That's what's shifting. The length just goes forever.
The length of the circular space goes forever, the length of the corridor?
The length of the corridor goes forever. The circular space is just like shifting slightly.
Okay.
Like imagine the distance that you see on the drawing there is accurate from side to side. So like the diameter would be 20-30 feet.
We're just gonna hop right across that, keeping the levitate.
Yeah, going sideways, it's no problem. It's just the walls seem to shift and move as you go.
We're skipping right over that. Nope.
It's the whole thing though.
The whole corridor or the whole circular space? Because
the whole corridor is acting this way.
It just begins where the circular space is. Sort of.
Yeah. So
it's not something I could teleport out of. It's just kind of woo.
Corridor. Like you guys are here, moving this way.
Mm-hmm.
The direction the arrow is going goes infinitely, whereas the actual shape seems to constrict and contract and expand and shift and move. But it's nothing drastic, it's just disorienting.
It's not something I could just note my way out of. It's
as long as you're in this corridor, you're in it, basically.
Oh, this is not good.
So you guys have begun the traversal, though, right?
Quick as we can, yes.
Okay.
We'll start, and I think Istu will start trying to observe whether or not we actually are moving at the rate we think we are.
Okay.
And if we are moving slower than we think we're moving, like I know how 5 feet feels to walk or
No,
to travel with
that-
levitate. So
that's actually smart. So I need a wisdom save from both of you. Istu, you have advantage.
wisdom save 27.
My goodness. So yeah, you being a chronomancer, and like you said, you're paying very rapt attention to actual physical distance as opposed to chronological distance, which is where the wavering seems to come from. It's almost like time is warbling all around you. Bren, you are 15 feet down the corridor, and you're just like, am I going the right way? Like you're looking back, and as you look back, it stretches to infinity that way as well. And you look forward and it stretches to infinity, and you look at the walls and they're kind of shifting and changing around you, and you immediately just lost. You're not sure which direction you're going anymore. You can see which way Istu's going. They look fairly confident.
Bryn is following it too. Like, no thoughts, just follow.
Okay. Alright. Alright. So,
Does it seem like we're alright?
no, you're making progress. You feel yourself moving. You don't see the end, but you, like I said, you can kind of tell that your eyes are not what you need to trust right now. I will give you guys a little bit of a chance here for something, though. If you want. You can make
Okay.
a perception roll. If you want. It's not mandatory, as they never are. 17.
Respect to normal. Perception.
27. Wow. Okay. So, as you're moving through, like I said, everything's shifting and changing, and you can't really trust your eyes very well, but Istu, that's a very good roll. And this was actually a very difficult thing because of the nature of where you're at. You notice, amidst the warbling, kind of almost phasing in and out, you see a hand sticking up through the wall, holding on to something. It's an old skeletal hand in one of those weird suits that the elves seem to wear. And there's something shining in its grasp.
As we get closer to it, I examine what it is in the grasp of the hand before touching it.
Okay. It's a strange spherical device of some sort with little lights all over it flashing at odd patterns that don't really make patterns. And different colors gripped in this hand, kind of literally fused out of the wall and just sitting there like that. It's not moving or anything. The wall is actually shifting around it, as if it is the only stable thing you see, that hand.
It has lights on it, similar to the gloves, or
No, that's its own thing.
hey, am I gonna get like the elven curse or whatever if I touch this? Wait, what do you think?
Can't say. Though, I don't know, there's very few objects on the ship that will apply a curse immediately as soon as you touch it. However, the magic of Saren's people works, it's vastly different from the way ours does.
Okay, I'm gonna let you decide if you want to bring that with us or not, and I'm gonna keep going this way. Okay?
Bryn will pick it up and immediately follow us too.
Okay. Are you going to do anything with it or just grab it?
Just grab it.
Okay.
mean, who knows? Maybe that's the generator for whatever this woo is, you know?
Bryn, the moment you grab a hold of it, you lock in. Like all the shifting that's going on around you before the confusion stops. You can see the end of the corridor about 30 feet ahead.
It's to grab a hold of this as well. We hold it in both of our hands.
I grab the thingy.
All right. Yeah, same thing. Your sense of permanency comes back, basically, and everything locks in. You can see that and you're not sure how much time has passed, you've moved about 5 feet from where you came in, down a 30-foot corridor.
God damn it.
You're not sure how much time has passed.
Okay, well, the orb of
When did you hit the time machine too?
what was that? What was that?
Nah, this the time defense system.
Okay, well, we keep moving through the thing.
Tried to walk through the middle of the chrono warp drive without your chrono warp fixator? Come on, amateur hour.
Oh yes. This is my chrono anchor. I've created this.
Yep.
Yeah, see? That's why we're holding on to it at the same time until we can find another one.
We'll just
All right.
keep going.
So,
looking out for anything else.
I do need to make one more quick roll. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay.
Keep looking. We're walking away from the explosions. Let's just keep trucking along.
You make it to the end of the corridor, no problem. Someone needs to see a doctor. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people in the party that probably use a doctor right now. Where's Wilhelm when you need him? Alright, so you managed to exit out this strange chamber. I'm just messing with you guys now. Once again, it resumes kind of a normal situation, more of what you're used to. You're not sure what you just passed through. Ooh, one. The path.
Still levitating.
Yeah, no, the path kind of shrinks down again to its normal, like, scrubber size. And then, once again, it just comes to an abrupt end. Once again, it's just this horrible, unstable mass of debris and wreckage, except this is like jagged metal sheets and broken pipes spewing strange liquids, some broken machinery.
No.
And it just creates this weird barrier in front of you, and the air here is absolutely stifling, and it's beginning to get kind of hot. You can see these kind of really dim, like red flashing lights going on and off all around the area. It does look like it's just teetering there precariously. It's not wedged in like the last bit that you found. Like, you might be able to actually fairly easily clear this. It's just, it's not structurally sound.
Maybe we should go back. If this isn't stable.
I think we should try and clear it and be careful. If we try and go back, we have to remove the wall of the debris we already set out, and the scrubbers could be a lot closer.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll get to work on that. Good old trusty leverage-moving quarterstaff.
Alright. Both of you, or just one of you this time?
Bryn will help.
Okay. Then we'll do the athletics check again. At advantage, of course.
17?
17. Solid. Yeah, you actually managed to kind of teeter the pile, and it crashes down. I'll make a horrible racket. Chunks of metal falling through, cracks in the corridor down, raining down into whatever chasm or whatever is below you. And you're left with this huge pile of kind of twisted metal and debris that you could potentially traverse at this point if you want.
Where are the flashing red lights coming from?
They're embedded in the corridor walls.
Mm.
We're just gonna quickly levitate right on through there. Just
Going on through.
Yep, also gonna levitate right on through.
Alright. Istu, are you in the lead now? No.
No.
Brent?
No.
I mean, I can be in the lead if she wants.
It's your call. Whichever you want.
When
Yeah, I'll
we're in
lead.
timey-wimey stuff, I lead. When we're not, you lead.
Fair.
Timey-wimey.
We'll do it that way.
Okay.
Exactly.
Where's that? There we go. Ren.
Yes.
What is your
Oh my god, he's gonna ask the question.
armor class?
I knew that was coming. It's 17.
17.
God.
Okay. So as you're drifting over the debris pile, this putrescent little like wormy arm shoots out of the pile with like bits of flesh hanging off of this discolored green gooey oozing surface and lashes out and tries to grab you as you go by and misses.
Oh. Be careful, this too.
Do we see that?
Oh yeah, no, everybody sees that.
We just right along.
Are you just going right along? Just gonna breeze over it?
Yeah, we're keeping
Prefer
an
not to
eye,
think
kind
about
of-
that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if anything, we'd probably start like creating like a little bit of a raft system with the levitating bundles and just kind of try to put it,
Meat shields.
try to put
Literal
them
meat
between like us and the four, because if they're striking us from the ground, is it from the side, from the ground? It's below us, right?
It's
Whatever that was.
in the debris. It's in the
Okay.
debris. Are you just
So-
riding the bodies over it?
Well, once we clear it, it's not going to be that big a deal. But if there's debris along this hallway, then we'll have to take measures like that.
Oh, it's all over the hallway right now. It was a big pile,
Yeah,
and
we're-
you toppled it over, basically.
Just picture the door in the Titanic. Only this is our strategy. Like, we're on top of it, and if it hits the bodies, then it doesn't really. It's not doing irreparable damage.
Okay. So you're riding the bodies like rows on the door.
There was plenty
my
of
There was
space.
plenty of
There
space.
was plenty of space on the door. Don't come for me. There was plenty of space on the door for
Well, you
many
know,
people to get on there. Oh my
I am
God.
actually very glad that you think so, because as you drift over, a humanoid creature bursts forth from the pile below you. Red and glowing eyes, with hands that end in sharp, nasty, wicked claws, with this long face full of sharp, discolored, needle-like teeth. And their skin is covered in sores, which ooze pus and have scabs all
No,
over 'em.
we're skedaddling. We're getting along. We're moving.
Oh, he's gonna take a launch at you.
Oh my God.
What's your AC?
Okay.
He's launching at you.
Okay. I have prepared for this. 14.
14.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I got you.
Shield. 19.
Smart move. Your shield saves you just in the nick of time as that claw just
Oh,
swipes
yo,
at
yo,
you.
yo, yo, yo.
Dang, ow. It's still there. Are you drifting along trying to get away, or?
We're gonna misty step a bit. Just like
Misty step?
move the collective along the
We can only
corridor.
Misty step you. You can't bring a friend. Much less numerous friends.
I can't bring the bundle that I'm carrying? Okay.
No, I mean, you can continue to drift them. They'll just be trailing behind. And I'm going to warn you in advance. And I know this is horribly mean of me, but this is a creature that loves to eat dead bodies.
Okay, we're gonna.
I just couldn't help the irony.
We're gonna. Okay.
You got this. Come on. What are you gonna do?
Trying to figure out what I've already casted here. Yeah, we're just gonna keep. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna just keep on scooting.
What's the speed you're moving the bodies at?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
I mean, I can pull it up real quick and take a look.
We're just like, we're mage handing, pushing off the wall, like, and putting the bodies in whatever protective position between, like, it's like this goblin thingy, me, and then the bodies behind me. Like, we're not taking any risks here.
What is the speed on it?
We might need to start fighting this thing.
Is it 20 feet per round?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
looking like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna close that distance pretty easily.
Yeah, we're moving as fast as we can
Okay.
away
Well,
from whatever this is.
You guys are in the lead. It's gonna start taking hunks out of bodies.
Oh no.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, like, we're levitated as well, so the bodies are like, moving the same speed that we are.
I'm specifying that I'm putting the bodies between me and whatever that is.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just gonna start taking hunks out of the bodies instead of worrying about you. It's hungry.
No, I am putting myself between.
Oh,
it
you're
and
shielding the bodies. Okay.
Yeah, so it cannot get to those without trying to hit me.
Okay.
It's one being.
Here, let's do your initiative rolls. How about that?
Okay.
And
That
don't
is
worry, I
nice.
promise this is not some horrible fight.
It's a 25 for me because I have temporal awareness, which is here.
Nope. I don't need to. So I'm gonna set him there just so I can roll his initiative, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Where did that go? What's going on here? Bear with me. Roll 20's being wonky. There we go. We'll just do this. All right. All right. Is2, where are you at?
I'm between it and the bodies, and Bryn is behind the bodies. So
Oh, I'm in on
it's
the initiative.
25.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'll add
Yeah.
you.
I
So
can't
technically-
select the token, so.
So technically, it shouldn't be Bryn in front, then bodies, then S2, then it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in the initiative order, I'd be 25 and you're 27 and it's 6.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, as far as the map goes.
Yeah, I can't move my token. So,
You can't move your token.
yeah, it's just there.
All right. Well, we don't need to move him. This isn't going to be too tactical a battle, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, there we go. Bryn. Oh, did I just close that? I did. You're up.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Wanna slow this thing down? I'm so out of spell slots.
I should ask, what is it? Is the being type of this thing one of the ones mentioned here? Because
I can't tell you.
okay, because I'm just asking because of the disadvantage it would have attack rolls against it.
Okay. Is that on you currently?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, let's see.
It's always a good spell.
Let's get a tail. Okay, Beguiler for this one.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what it gets. And of course, Bryn's going to move forward. Continually.
Oh, is this just an attack, basically?
Yes.
Okay. Wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What is that save?
19.
19, okay.
It's all on there.
Got him.
12 psychic damage and incapacitated until the end of its next turn.
Alright, so yeah, it grabs its head and goes, "Ah!" and like rolls back and begins to kind of just writhe on the ground like Gollum when somebody touches his ring inappropriately. Would you guys like to skedaddle, or you want to whack him while he's down?
I mean, Bryn wants to skedaddle. I don't know about Is2. We've got this incapacitated.
Yeah. Is2, what do you want to do?
Incapacitated to the end of its next turn. Yeah, we're just gonna start dashing to get away with the bundles and with the levitate still up because I've not dropped concentration on that yet.
Mm-hmm. No, you're fine. You good?
Mad dash, mad dash, mad dash.
So you guys, you make your escape. That's no problem. Like I said, this isn't some horrible high-level creature by any means. It's a CR1 creature.
Let's just save our spell slots for something that's actually going to matter. Yeah.
I just thought it would be funny to throw a ghoul at you. Given that you're carrying dead bodies. Okay.
No.
So, from there on, you'll make your escape, although you will always wonder every time you hear a strange scratching noise behind you, is it following you? But that's a threat for another time.
I should have bapped it on the head with a quarterstaff.
So, you guys continue on down the way. The the corridor continues on for about another 30 or 40 feet and then comes to a Y. One side on the left, the lights are flashing very intermittently, like there's 2 or 3 seconds of just pitch black darkness in between them coming on and off, even though it's not in a pattern, of course. And then to the right, it's more of the same that you've been used to.
Do I hear anything from either tunnel?
Aside from the rocking explosions, it's pretty much the same kind of eerie quiet down where you're at right now.
What do you think it's to right?
The lights are flashing more intermittently on the left, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of more darkness on the left, basically. They're staying off longer.
Well, to the right it is, then. Seems to be that would be away from the explosion, since it's less affected in its electronics, it seems to be.
Okay.
So, on we go, with Bryn in the lead and the bodies in between, and myself at the end, and we're kind of watching to make sure there's no like debris on the side of the walls that might possibly stab the bundles that we're levitating here.
Okay. So you guys follow the Y, and it continues on to the right at a slight curve. Aside from the tremors and the rocking, it's fairly nothing too bad. But eventually the corridor kind of widens into this huge chamber. You guys come out kind of, imagine it like a spherical chamber, and you guys are coming out in the middle of it. So it kind of like swoops down and swoops up. You're inside a big ball, basically. Oddly, though, the entire thing is illuminated softly by these weird, almost like bioluminescent crystal surfaces that cast this real soft kind of kaleidoscopic glow throughout the entire chamber. All the surfaces are polished into a reflective state, but all of them at slight different angles, reflecting light at different degrees, and in many cases different colors. It's very big, like it's probably about a good 80-90 feet across to the other side.
We just keep right on floating.
Yeah.
Okay. So just staying in the middle? Or are you going to follow the slope down?
I think Istu is keeping a very careful eye on the shifting lights on the walls and is just like looking around uneasily as we float through in the center, like right through to the other side. Shortest distance, like.
Okay. So, are you going straight ahead, or are you just straight through?
As straight as possible through the. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're levitating, so you can kind of just glide forward, but you're not going to follow the curve of the sphere. Is the main thing I want to make sure of.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
we're
is
just
very
going
trippy with the lights, so we're just gonna.
Okay.
straight through to the other side.
Okay. Since you went straight through, as you get about 40 feet across, you see this strange circular thing kind of floating, slowly spinning in the very center of the room. It's completely clear, like glass, shaped like a concave lens almost, just very slowly circling, hanging there suspended in the center of the room.
Okay. I'm just gonna assume we shouldn't take that, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to duck around that and not touch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are
Just
you
keep right on going?
ignoring it completely?
Yeah.
Not looking at it at all?
Yeah, it's not hostile, so there's no reason to examine it. It might be crucial to the function of this cavern that we're in. Who knows?
No, I mean, are you intentionally not looking at it, I guess is what I should say. Or are you just like looking at it in passing as you go, or...
I think looking at it in passing as we go.
Okay.
I don't think Istu would look at it. The light's refracting and all this stuff. There could be a reflection that like messes with my dark vision. My eyes are already pretty sensitive, so I'm just gonna try to avoid that.
Okay. Bryn,
Yes.
you see a very familiar face.
Oh. Wait, Istu. I see someone in this sphere.
You see somebody wearing a derby.
Istu looks
Jimmy?
over.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, Istu, I think I see Jimmy in this.
Hello?
Come look.
Just like a... Hello?
Are you all looking?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. You both see it. It's like every time the lens spins and you get to the concave side of it, you can see Jimmy. And he's somewhere really weird.
Ding, 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 ding. I keep tapping on the concave side, like ding, ding.
It doesn't move when you do, but it's solid. It's like it's firmly fixed there somehow. But yeah, you tap on it. Jimmy,
Yes.
you're hearing this weird tapping sound coming from behind you.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Far from the strangest thing going on.
Yeah.
Bryn will put her hand on the concave side and say, Jimmy, can you hear me?
He can.
I can. Huh? Wait. You see Jimmy sort of just rotating? Not like a person who's turning around to look over their shoulder repeatedly, but just kind of 6 degrees of freedom rotating to look in all directions.
Like
It's
an
it's
astronaut
not a
in the
normal
air.
place you're looking at in there.
like an astronaut midair, or like?
Yes.
Okay.
Or like somebody just grabbed his model in Blender and is like wiggling the mouse around.
Whee!
Yeah, so as you turn, whole body turn, you see from your perspective in the situation I've described to you previously, just in the middle of nowhere, like free floating in this weird geometry, let's say. It's like a sideways eye opening and closing. And every time it opens, you see them staring at you through it. It's very small. It's about the size of your head.
The eye is the size of his head.
Are you dead?
You can hear
Am
him.
I dead? I don't think I'm dead.
He sounds very far away, though.
Jimmy, I think you're alive. Thank God you're alive.
Oh, okay. I was worried it had just blown up the ship. It kind of looked like it had, and that I'd been trapped someplace for a few centuries right when I started out. But now I'm kind of... Actually, it's probably better for your ability to sleep at night that I don't describe too much of what's around here.
So you're alive, but on a different plane.
You hear Blackjammer pipe up. Shut your trap! You want him to hear us?
He's right. He's right. There are things here.
Well, Jimmy, just so you know, we're still on the Haru specs. Parts of the ship are exploding, and the scrubbers are coming after us. Draken, Ratt, and Cinder are all dead. We're trying to get to a spot where we can rest and recover our energy, and we're going to bring them back to life.
When you said they were all dead, he closed his eyes, and there was a very, there was an expression on his face of attempting to swallow a boulder. He opens his eyes back up when you say that. I will never complain about wizard shit again. if that works.
Yeah,
Bring
you
him back,
won't.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
We
you
can.
won't. You won't
We've got the
complain about
power.
wizard shit. I can speak whatever I want into existence. Let's go.
Do whatever spells you want. I really can't talk. There are things in the void here with me, but I'm trying to get out. If you can pull me through that little portal, go for it, but otherwise be very careful making noise.
I think this is a crystal lens, Jimmy. I don't think there's any way that we can pull you through, but
It's due for
very
a
nice to
fraction
know
of a
that you're
second, tries to
alive.
reach a hand through the lens, and then
Bonk.
realizes that,
Bonk.
like, bonk.
Jimmy, as you're sitting there having this conversation quietly, somewhere in the distance you hear the sound of flutes beginning to swell.
Did you say flutes?
Flutes. Like a cacophonous sound of flutes that just is shrill and hard on your ears.
Jimmy shuts his mouth and leaves away from the flutes.
Okay, so yeah, Jimmy bolts.
Jimmy, go. Be safe. I love you.
He
Should
blows a
we
kiss,
bring-
but he doesn't speak.
Should we bring this glass? You're probably gonna.
No
You
matter
decide
what
what
you
to do
do,
with
as far as physically, no matter what you do, it won't budge. It just sits there slowly spinning.
Alright, well, we're just gonna. It's just gonna slowly float away from whatever that is and just be like, cool, onward.
Good. He's alive. Let's go. Yes, and you see, like, Bryn just looks like she has this renewed energy and vigor about her, knowing
Nice.
that Jimmy's alive.
Nice.
Alright.
Hope has returned.
Yeah.
Should we take our union break?
Would you like to? I don't mind.
Yeah, I could use a spot.
I could use a drink.
Okay. In that case, we will be right back after this word from our BRB screen. Don't touch that
Oh.
dial.
Stay tuned.
Und we're back. Yeah. All right. So we just made it through the large spherical chamber, the strange large spherical chamber. Got to see Jimmy.
Yes. Brenda's a very happy woman right now.
All right, and you've passed to the other side of the room now, unable to easily grab the lens. And there is an opening on the other side since you went straight through. There may have been other openings, but this is the one that you saw. Will the dynamic duo carry on?
I suppose so.
Yes.
Okay. So this chamber, this tunnel, we'll say, it carries on for about 30 feet, and then does a sharp L straight down. Are you gonna drift? Or just kind of fall and when you get to the bottom?
I think we're drifting.
It's still levitating, so we can't fall.
You can if you want to.
I mean, fall as in the traditional, you know.
Sure, I'll let you. If that's what
No.
you want to do. I mean, far be
The
it for
whole
me to
point.
yuck your yums, right?
The whole point of the levitation spell is so we don't immediately descend.
You know how much I love to make sure you guys can have your player agency.
You are permitted to take 5d10 if you want to.
You are
Part
more
of
than
said-
welcome to fall if you want to.
Part of said agency is making sure that we've prepared in advance to not take damage. So I'm
So,
just gonna not do that. Thanks.
so you drift down about 130 feet. Right, slowly, carefully, with ease. As you go, the shaft becomes more and more disjointed and shoveled. You see more cracks and damage, until finally you reach an opening where the shaft itself has completely torn away, and it just is a free fall into open air below you. Looking down, it's just, as it abruptly ends, you see this, what appears to be almost like a bottomless chasm that seems to span a significant distance. And about 70 or 80 feet down, you see a narrow bridge, like a catwalk, that goes across it. It's metal, it's very old as far as you can tell, and it extends across the gap below you. It's rusted and pitted, you can tell from here just by the discolorations even at this distance. And as you kind of open up into this open segment, you can hear this distant echoes of machinery just thrumming and thumping in the distance down below somewhere.
Machinery and the sound of explosions in the distance, right?
That's still going, yeah, that never stops.
Is it further away or close than it was when we first began this venture?
It's hard to say, because they come from different areas. They come from different areas. Sometimes it'll be above you, sometimes it'll be below you. There's no telling. It's just sections of the ship are detonating, basically.
Do we head toward the bridge?
Well, I'm assuming that's the only thing we see in this open space. We can continue the journey, right?
To the bridge.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are just drifting along the bridge, though. You're not actually walking it, I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to ask, just to be safe. Okay. Yeah, you guys make it across. It's a sizable expanse, but you make it across with no issue. And once again, there's a closed metal door at the very end with a small glass rectangular panel on the side.
I'm going to look at the glass rectangular panel.
Okay. You see your
Is it-
reflection.
Does it have a handprint on it or anything?
It does.
I'm gonna
Bryn
step
will-
away for a few minutes.
Okay, good.
Bryn will put her hand up to the panel.
Okay. It scans. You know, you see a green light kind of run up and back down, and then it flashes red 3 times.
Oh god damn it, we need Ratt here. Try and push it open as two. Together.
Have you tried the glove?
Good idea. Bryn will put on the glove and try.
Does the same thing. It's a good idea, though. Solid.
Well,
Yeah, I think our only option is to push the doors open here.
Gonna try and force it?
Yep.
Okay.
yeah, you're sure that that panel needs a handprint, right? Like, there's no way around that.
Yeah, that's how a lot of other panels worked on the ship, and the ways we've gone around it before. After Jimmy, myself, many of us have tried, is Ratt actually getting in there and messing with the device.
You know, I was thinking earlier that we should let remains be where they are, but maybe if we had taken that bony hand that was holding the orb with us, we could have scanned the skeleton.
Potentially.
There's something to think about in the future. Anyway,
Jimmy had a
here's-
hand on him too that the scrubber gave him. But Jimmy isn't here.
Anyway, here's quarterstaff. And we just started jamming out.
Here's Wonder Staff.
Quarterstaff weekly. You're wedging the thing. Let's go.
All right. Let's do your athletics check again.
Oh my god.
You guys are getting wore out. All right.
All right. Hopefully, I broke something. I broke a nail. I broke an arm. I broke a leg. Oh my god.
Goodness, that's like two ones.
We're gonna use a luck point for that one because that's
Two
terrible.
ones. That's amazing.
God. No.
Oh my
I'll
God.
die. I'm gonna die.
Let's
That's not.
keep that. That's amazing.
No,
No.
16. No, we're not.
That is a 1 in 400 chance that we do not like, thank you.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Snaps the staff, smacks herself in the face, loses concentration. You all go tumbling down.
No. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. No.
20. All right. Yeah, you managed to get it halfway open, but it's trying to close, so you've got to brace it to hold it open.
Okay. We're gonna do that. With the. Get out of here.
Well, guess we're stepping on through.
Yeah, we're gonna try to brace it open and then push the bundles through and then. Whoop.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think we each like have one door and we're like, you know, maneuvering our way like around the door, like onto the other side as we're like, you know, holding it back. And as soon as the corpses are through, we let go.
Okay. So you guys get through. I won't be cruel and like snap anybody in half or anything. Any of the deadies, I mean. So the corridor seems to widen as you get through the passage. It slams shut behind you. And ahead of you, the corridor seems to widen for just a brief moment, revealing what appears to be an alcove ahead of you.
Go up to the alcove. I'm curious what this is.
Okay. So you move towards the alcove. You two, Istu, are they going with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you step closer to the alcove, you realize, both of you, without needing to roll, that the alcove itself is an illusion. It's an interplay of like light and shadow. And as you step closer, you kind of get this uneasy sense as the air drops in temperature. The closer you get.
Bryn is going to step backwards.
Yeah, let's not go that way then.
Well, the only other way that visible, at least, is the door you came through.
What do you think this might be?
Well, you know I hate being cold, so. I don't
It's
know.
an illusion, so I wonder what sort of magic this is. May I roll to see what this is?
Sure. Are you just going to investigate it?
Yeah, in as much as I can, I want to see what sort of magic is creating this illusion. Whatever you think is an appropriate role.
Oh, are you going to physically interact with it or just visually?
Visually, kind of feel, like, get a sense of its energy in as much as I can without actually interacting with it for the time being.
Okay. Not a problem. Give me an investigation.
I think Istu's approaching it through the magic only approach of it, so
Okay.
they're gonna try to like suss it out through Arcana.
Okay. Ghost, you don't really. You can't garner any details. You just. It's a unique illusion. Like you're actually a little bit impressed, given your nature. Like this is nice. Not in the sense that it's hard to detect, but in the sense that it's just a very clever play of light and shadow and perspective. It's like several layers of illusion to create a picture rather than like one image.
I'm rather impressed. She will reach out and physically interact with this.
Okay. Well, here let me let Istu get the Arcana roll in real quick.
Okay.
19.
19. Interesting. Okay. Istu, you're coming at this from a different approach. Like, as the ghost is looking at it from like an aesthetic point of view, let's say, just looking at the texture and the shape and how it's layered and everything, and trying to figure out how that's made. You're actually piecing together like the math. You've got the calculations like whizzing by your head, and as you do, you kind of see this. It all seems to point to a center point within the illusion, and as you peer a little closer, there's a physical item tying the entire illusion together like a linchpin.
I would like to gauge the safety of removing said item from its position.
That you're unsure of. This is a little out of your wheelhouse.
Does the item seem to weigh a lot?
No.
Okay. We're gonna mage hand over a palm over to the item,
Okay.
and then just kind of gently move it a little bit.
Okay. You pluck it out, or?
Sort of a jiggling motion within its resting place.
Okay. The entire image warbles slightly as you do this.
No alarms go off though?
No alarms, no. It just kind of stutters almost.
I'm just gonna gently mage hand it over and pick it up.
Okay. You grasp it, and it appears to be a large silver key, and as you pull it out, it's like strands of the illusion unravel and open into a doorway.
Well, we approach the door, I guess. Keep going.
Going through?
So we're gonna need this key for that door, probably.
Okay. Keep the key with you?
Yes.
Okay. Not a problem. Okay. So, the key opens the illusion, but you get a feeling like it's got some other purpose. However, on the other side of the illusion is this large metallic door blocking your way. Its entire surface is covered in these very intricate elven runes. It's a very solid looking door. But the damage and the explosions seem to have disrupted the way that the door works somehow. You can see like this sparks kind of coming, and there's a panel next to the door with 2 handprint indentions in it. Very kind of thick hands by the look of it. Several lights kind of flashing in it, but it's sparking, and the lights are kind of flickering on and off.
So the door was damaged by the explosions. Can we tell if the explosions went off in this area already, or if it was something that happened because of the system?
You don't see any burn or scorch marks here.
Okay.
This too, I think now might be the time to try these panels with the gloves.
Alright.
Is it a right hand and a left hand, or 2 lefts, 2 rights? Tell me about these panels.
It's right and left.
Okay, so Bryn will put the gloves on and put her hands against it.
Okay. So you put your hands against it, and you hear something spin up, like, and then the doors begin to kind of shudder, and you see the glyphs and the runes on the surface kind of shimmer. And the door tries to open, and then kind of catches and tries a few more times. And as it finally kind of stops trying, you see a large mouth open up on the door. And it speaks once again in Sylvan and says, I am the ward keeper. Speak the phrase of entry.
This dude looks over at Spooky Spook and is like, I don't know what that is.
It's asking for a phrase of entry. I'm not sure we heard anything prior.
Okay, how you say open sesame in Sylvan?
Bryn will say open sesame and Sylvan.
You get no response.
It's big brain time, oh my god. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. No idea.
Bryn will say the name of Saren's mother.
What is the name you say?
Let me see if go through. I can't remember her first name, but I know like it's been.
It's Axilla.
Yeah, Exilia Feywind.
Yeah, if that's who you're trying to remember.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something real quick. Were you guys discussing that openly?
Like what to say?
Yeah, like did you look over at Istu and say what was Axilla? What was Saren's mother's name?
There's no point to that because I wouldn't understand it.
No, I mean she could ask you that in common.
But
No,
I wouldn't have understood any of the conversation, so asking me what they said, I wouldn't have been able to follow it anyway, so...
Oh, okay.
The question was asked out of character, so no.
Okay. No, I'm just asking. You're good.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna say Axilia Feywind?
Yes.
So the mouth goes, attempting to identify Captain Feywind. You are not the captain.
Saren Feywind?
Saren Feywind. Passphrase accepted. The mouth fades into the door, and the doors slide open.
Well, there we go. Hate that we couldn't find Saren.
So,
Go on through.
all right. So you're in a. This opens up into about a 15-foot corridor that steps down. Kind of a ramp. Not anything too drastic, obviously, but it's a ramp that goes for about another 30 feet downward. And then, as you reach the bottom, the ship is rocked with a very large explosion from somewhere, and it shakes the whole place enough to where, like, you're dodging pieces falling from the ceiling. And it carries on like this for a few seconds. Like, it's just this rumbling, smash, smash, blam, blam, kicking up all kinds of debris and dust into the air. And I imagine you guys are kind of dodging pieces and hiding under the meat shields and, you know, trying to not get hurt. When it settles, the corridor ahead, you look out and it's just shrouded in this almost eerie, like, particulate field of dust that kind of fills the visible space of the corridor ahead of you. And from within that, you can almost hear these faint whispers filling the air.
Stu is simultaneously using the bundles as a shield and, like, dusting them off respectfully, like making sure that there's no rips in the sort of fabric that's containing them, and like patting them like respectfully, like to take care of them, but at the same time, like, I need to be alive, but at the same time, like, I know this is the remains of a person that I care about, so there's
It's okay.
make sure you're okay.
This is actually giving me all kinds of crazy good visuals.
So spirit medium that she is, Bryn's going to keep an ear out for the whispers. She wants to hear what they're saying.
Okay. It's a lot of voices talking at once, so it's a little cacophonous in that regard. It's a jumble of whispering voices.
She's used to this.
Yeah. Are you moving forward at all? Because it is still very quiet where you're at, too.
She'll go forward very slowly and cautiously. Not into the particulate matter, but, like, close enough to where she can hear.
Okay. Well, Istu, are you going as well, or are you hanging back?
Right behind you with the bundles in between.
Okay. So as you move closer, you each kind of feel this chilling presence, that eerie, like, shiver up your spine when you feel like somebody's watching you. And you catch these kind of weird glimpses of these misty forms kind of darting just out of sight within the particulate matter. From where you're standing now, looking just beyond, like, where you can see you see these real faint inscriptions etched in Elven script all along the walls on both sides. Like, actually, like, etched in.
Okay. Can I make it out from here?
It's hard to see too clearly. Like, you're gonna have to step in to get a really good look.
Stu looks at the fancy writing and blinks like, I don't know what that is.
Blink, blink.
Oh, what's Salvin script?
Blink.
Blink.
I don't know what that is. Do we keep going? I don't. Is it like danger, Will Robinson or some shit? Like,
I can't see what the script is from here, but if these figures moving in the mists beyond are spirits, then I don't want to disturb them all too much.
there's not a path we can take that doesn't include them, is there?
No.
Go back the way you came.
Yeah, but that's not where we're going. Or trying to go.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to set up a spontaneous one-woman seance.
Okay.
See about the spiritual activity that's going on around here.
Alright. Are you using a specific ability or just your agreed upon medium skills?
Agreed upon medium skills. Like, she's got this as a background feature.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course the seance feature of her subclass, but that is to temporarily learn a divination or I think necromancy spell for 24 hours, which I'm just trying to get a sense of the spiritual activity around here.
Okay. So you open up your mind. Let's do insight.
Okay. And because she has her automatic writing planchette and is doing that here, she gets advantage, so.
No worries. No worries at all. 27. Okay. So you open your senses. Your well-honed, well-practiced gifts from the nether. And as you do, you're overwhelmed as millions of voices begin to echo in your mind at once. All of them crying out in desperation and in pain and in horror and in just fear, all at once, fill you. Give me a wisdom save real quick.
Would I make that with advantage for... Well, I guess not, because ability check, so I'll do normal.
Yeah, you're good.
Oof.
Okay. It's alright, it's nothing too terrible, don't worry. So you take a point of psychic damage from the backlash, basically, from being overwhelmed, like it's a strain on you. And you immediately are kind of forced to close off. It was nothing malicious, right?
Yeah.
It was nothing malicious. It was nothing attacked you. It was like putting your ear to the wall and suddenly hearing an emo concert blast out. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of draw back. You're like, whoa.
But I'm back, like, I'm effectively out of spirit contact right now.
Yeah, you closed. I assume you would close it off before any other damage happened.
Yeah. Bryn will just reach her hand up and rub her forehead and said, "Oof. A lot of wailing spirits, but nothing malicious. I'll walk through, see what the script reads." So, yeah.
All right, give
Do that.
me an investigation, please.
Jesus.
Can I help with that since I'm right over here?
You're welcome to.
They'll have to walk down to the script with Bryn, but I mean, she already said that
Yeah.
the spirits aren't malicious, so.
I'll just move the bundles along and amble on over.
Yeah, if you're helping, then you'll get your advantage roll.
What's this?
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Yeah. Well, are you helping or are you doing a separate?
I mean, my investigation modifier is better, but
I'm
by
just
rights,
asking.
like, if it's in a text that only Bryn would understand, then I wouldn't understand it, even if I did do better.
Yeah.
So we can just disregard that 13, and then I'll assist with the next.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just let Bren roll her advantage roll then. It's fine. I don't mind.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go, that's better.
Nice.
Solid. So as the two of you working together, I'm just kind of picturing this in my head. So forgive me for if I overstep, but I'm kind of picturing like Bren kind of interpreting things and working out kind of what they mean.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Istu's over there like, what's that?
Yeah, putting your heads together.
What's that? What is this?
If Istu survives this, they're gonna have a base knowledge of Sylvan.
Hey.
Elven, technically.
Yeah, Elven.
Nice.
So as you're going through, the two of you, you know, you're explaining things, and Istu's giving their kind of like their 2 cents on what they think it means, and every now and then Istu will kind of reach up and be like, well, what's this symbol, and what's that do, and what's this, and as they do push on this one particular segment, a small panel slides open. What's the? They go, yeah. What's this? And the panel slides open. And oh.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be touching things anymore.
Well, let's see what this is. Investigate the open panel.
Inside, there's just a small pendant with what appears to be maybe a finger bone.
A bit odd. But I'll grab it though.
Okay. You grab it.
Pendant or the finger?
So as you grab hold of it, the voices seem to quiet a little bit.
Well, the voices have quieted down.
I don't think that's a good thing. Let's just let's get along here. Let's move along.
Okay.
No. This is probably all right. The
Famous
spirits
last words.
aren't malicious.
This
Yeah,
is
but we
fine.
gotta get to safety. We gotta keep moving. We
That's fair.
got these bundles and we gotta go.
True. Though I feel like we may be finding a safe place soon, because we just went through a doorway that only we have the means of accessing. She holds up the gloves as she says this. And I assume the doors have closed back behind us.
Do we want to like check to see if this is safe enough from explosions to rest here, or do we want to keep going to that door? Cause
Keep going.
It wasn't a door that opened. It was just like a little alcove with the pendant.
Yeah, that was just a little panel on the wall.
okay, but if we're gonna keep going, we need to go. Like,
Oh yeah, keep going down the corridor.
yeah.
Is there a corridor?
Yeah, there's still
That
more
we can follow?
corridor to go. Yeah.
All right, let's keep walking. Bryn will like keep the pendant on her.
Okay. So you begin to carry on down, floating. I assume still, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Down the corridor. Where is the? Here we go. Sorry, I must have hit the home key. Bear with me a second. My notes! My notes! Where is it? There we go. So, once again, you come out of this on another ramp that leads up. It leads to a small landing up out of the debris onto it. This is slightly cleaner, less damaged here. And from here, there's 3 exits from the landing, kind of at angles. There's one to your left, one to your right, and one in the center. The one in the center, well, the one on the right and left are nondescript closed metal doors like you're used to seeing with the hand panel. The one in the center is an arched entrance that leads to a small enclave, and within it you see this soothing blue light kind of just flooding the room in a calming way, with lots of elven symbols adorned with faintly glowing bits of crystal all over the walls. You can smell the air from here, this faint scent of very pleasant herbs. And along the walls you see these rows of strange panels, the ones with the little glass pictures on it and the buttons and everything that you keep seeing all over the place. And a lot of, for lack of a better word, they almost look like metal coffins with windows in them. About 5 of them along one wall, just sitting there kind of at an angle, leaned up against the wall. Beyond that, you can almost feel this soft hum of like arcane energy coming from the room, and you get this sense of tranquility.
Seems like a good place to rest. Shall we observe?
I want to see if the windows in the coffins have any faces behind them. Just
You going in to look?
if Bryn goes in, I go in as well.
Bryn's going in. She wants to look at the room.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm
she
just-
will be looking at the coffins in air quotes as well.
I'm a little concerned at those, because if there's something in there that's like banging on the door and we go to sleep and it's like, at last I have escaped from my icy tomb.
They are all empty.
Okay.
And Ghost, as you go in, there's one word that you see repeated along the labels on the walls and whatnot, and the word is medical bay, medical pod, medical this, medical that. You get the sense that this is perhaps a house of healing.
Oh, I think I have an idea what this is. This is where I got treatment from the gods. What did Ratt call them? Poison rocks? I can't remember what in the 9 hells he called them, but
It
no,
just
this
starts to
is
relax a little. Like, okay, cool.
this is something like the medical bay that Saren treated me in. This would be an excellent place to rest, actually.
Let's start putting the bundles and setting the bundles down near the coffins that are leaning on the wall, and like trying to figure out if we need to put them into them.
As you're talking and you say that, one of the panels on the wall lights up with a picture of a translucent greenish face that kind of looks around and says, authorized user, Saren, Feywind, recognized.
Fascinating.
I wonder if Saren's here with us. Unless you're just imitating Saren's voice, because it seems like this panel recognized them here when, like, we weren't trying to scan in or anything.
Seems that they recognize the name Saren, but not anything else. I don't know. Seem to respond whenever I say her name.
Yeah, let's get started with a
Are
little
you
bit
not
of a break
authorized
here.
user, Saren? The little face is looking at you in the panel.
Oh, it doesn't have voice recognition. It just thinks that you're naming yourself. Is that wrong to assume?
You
Out of character?
assume whatever you think. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Okay, well, I'm sitting these down. I'm so tired. Just like, oh my god.
So, are you
How does this
injured?
begin? Oh my god.
No.
Do you need medical
it's not
assistance?
It's not asking me. Okay, yeah.
No.
Is the captain injured?
Unknown.
How may I be of service?
Provide a safe place for us to rest.
Shall I secure the doors?
Indeed.
As you wish. A door slides shut where you came in. Do you
Cool.
need anything else?
That will be all.
The restorative pods are all currently not in use.
Restored. What's a restorative pod for?
What are the restorative pods?
Rejuvenation.
Explain their functionality in more detail.
Through use of arcane means and technological advances, 450 years ago, our people have discovered a way to recycle the spiritual essence of an individual and bring them back into a new form, as was once done utilizing the tree. We have managed to artificially procure this method and maintain it since that time, no longer needing to be bound to the tree.
Ghinkgo's got himself muted, but I know this is relevant to his interests.
Interesting.
I cannot help but notice that you have several deceased companions. Would you like me to rejuvenate them, or perhaps just dispose of the remains?
Nah.
Neither.
That last bit, you fucking try.
Neither.
Rejuvenate sounds pretty helpful.
We have means of resurrection. We would prefer that they keep their current forms.
As you wish.
Yeah, let's start sleeping in shifts. Probably.
Draken comes back as a suspiciously shiny elf.
Golden gnome.
Okay, so who's resting first? That's the question.
So look, I rest easy. I'm not gonna make that difficult on you. Get your rest.
Okay. Long rest.
How would you
then?
feel about shiny elf Draken?
I would love to see the fact. I think there's still be glitter.
So we say we've taken a long rest then?
Yes, you're fine to take a long rest. That's fine. You are in a sealed room.
So let's say we've done that. The 8 hours as standard. We get our spell slots back. And we wake up the next day and we're like, okay, now we can settle in on this because we have our slots and we can do things.
Your friends are starting to smell bad, but yes.
So let's go ahead and start trying to pick who we're gonna. What are we doing here?
All
I
right.
don't know what
Bryn will stretch. She's feeling good. She'll say, all right, so we can bring them back with my normal means of resurrection, and I have a diamond to do so, but I can only do that once. We can also... I know that I recently learned the secrets of casting the wish spell, and I heard you in battle with the Star Fiend. I know you have it as well. We
You
can
don't actually
resurrect.
know that.
Well, I mean, you literally used wish to cast Fortune's favor.
Yeah, but I intentionally casted Fortune's Favor with the wish spell, and you didn't identify it, so you don't know that.
She was.
Well, I imagine
asking
you
you.
say, I wish to cast a spell Fortune's favor, and it happens, so I mean...
No,
Wish
all
is-
that was out of character, so you
It's-
don't know that.
it's
This
over.
is an actually super interesting point of like order. Are the somatic components of different spells distinguishable at a glance to other practitioners? Church.
You
Wish
still have to
doesn't
make
have-
you do have to make an Arcana roll, technically.
Wish doesn't have somatic components either, so
Oh,
It has
shit,
a
it doesn't?
verbal.
no, it's verbal.
Yeah, you say, I wish.
No,
Yeah, it's no. That's,
all that
that's,
was on it.
That's fine. Just to smooth that out. That's fine. You would instead just say, "Do you have any means of assisting? Do you have anything that could help?"
Because I intentionally didn't tell you that I had it, so like you
That's
would
fine.
know when I gained the ability.
But just so we can get our teammates back.
Yeah.
Before the
Yeah,
end.
I mean, I'll do my best. Actually, like, I had some ideas of what I was gonna do with it. Like, okay, I'll watch you and see what you're doing, right?
Well, let's start with you, Bren. Who are you bringing back?
Well, I know Draken has a wish.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah.
So we're gonna
I-
just like,
Bring Draken back.
Let's see.
we're gonna, we're gonna cast some stuff to make
Alter
like,
self.
yeah, we're gonna do what we've done before and like make Issue's gonna like make themselves look like Bren, and then like, and then cast this to like give themselves like the illusion of a diamond in their hand and be like, okay, what's next?
Nice. Okay.
Bren will just snort laugh. And then, because I feel like the diamond material component of resurrection, I think Draken will like that. In my mind, the diamond material component will bring Draken back like extra additional shiny, and I think he'll like that. So I'll spend the hour to use normal resurrection on Draken.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So you keep in mind the penalty. Okay. Just target takes a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving rolls, and ability checks. Every time
Yeah.
you finish a long rest, it's reduced by 1 until it disappears.
Yeah.
Which is actually much more kind than it used to be. It used to just lose a constitution point. But no, so Draken.
Yes.
What was your character's faith? Did Draken have a faith?
That's a weird one. He worshipped reality.
Oh, that's right. And he was a Care Knight too.
He thought that if he asked nicely, reality would do what he wanted.
Okay. So you were in limbo, basically. You were a spectral entity floating around in limbo because the universe, the multiverse, didn't know where else to put you. But anyway, you feel like something grabs you by the scruff of the neck as you're just free floating, going, "Oh, this is great, man!" And suddenly you're just yanked back and slammed into your body in an extremely painful manner, as all your wounds kind of close up and your bones realign, snap, crack, pop, and you're like, ah!
Well, see, I feel like with the diamond, Bryn holds it somewhere above her head, and like it's a beam of light that comes out of the point of a diamond and shoots into Draken, and his soul like flows along that beam of light. And as like the spell is completing, like the diamond dissolves behind the beam of light. So when Draken's fully back into his body, the diamond's gone.
Yeah, that's fine. No, from your perspective, that's fine. I'm saying from his perspective, he gets yanked
Yeah.
and slammed back into his body. And his body has to knit itself back together. And this is just the... It's a horrible ordeal to come back from the dead. That's why you get that penalty. So that's what it is just feeling your body knit itself back together really quickly. It's a horrible, painful shock. But when it's over, he opens those eyes and he's got a little extra twinkle in him, and he seems a little shinier than before. Dusty gold, diamond dusty.
Hell yeah. He looks at the illusion diamond and looks at Bran and looks at like how she's holding it and like it's almost like a child learning how to like do something from watching someone else. So just like, so I hold this up, and you say that, right? Whatever you said, and then like, okay.
Well, the thing is that spell takes an hour to cast, so it was just like an hour of like chanting in a circle with Draken's body in the middle of it. It's elaborate, man.
So as you're doing this, you see this sort of pathetic imitation going on over there, as this dude kind of has Ratt's remains in front of them, and is like, okay. And you hold it like this, and you do this, and you do that. Okay, And you said, okay, so you said, and I say da da da, right? Okay, and then we say this, the whole time, just like following right along, and saying this and saying this. Yep. And the only time there's one slight deviation is right at the end. They're holding the diamond up, and they're like, okay, I think I'm doing it. Things are happening, right?
Wow. As Draken comes to, Bryn will be right in front of his face, and she'll look and say, "Welcome back, golden boy," and she'll hug him.
There it goes. Okay.
That was weird.
And as Go ahead, sorry. Draken, please continue.
I don't know if I liked it. It's not the end part, I know I didn't. The part before that, I might need to find religion. We'll talk later. I might need to.
And as Draken's kind of getting his bearings and coming to terms with what's just happened, Ratt, you were basically like in one of those long, ridiculous petitioner lines that run through Sigil sometimes. And you recognized it, and you're like, oh god, I'm here? Really? And then you, just like that before, you suddenly feel like something grab you by the scruff of the neck and just rip you through reality. And you're slammed back into your body. You feel your bones knitting back together, your wounds closing, and it's like, and the first thing you do when you sit up, like trying to clamp down on the pain you're feeling, is you hear Draken complaining about needing to find religion.
Then Bryn will look over at Cinder and say, "I wish to bring Cinder back to life," and she'll use Wish to cast Resurrect.
Alright. Same thing for Cinder, but Cinder's player is not here, so we don't need to go too in depth, obviously. But same thing. He'll come back. Ghinkgo, you're muted if you're trying to talk, by the way. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Stu rests a hand on the bundle that Cinder's in as he's being brought back, and just like helping him out of it, and being like, as soon as he opens his eyes, Stu's like right there, like this, like, hi.
Hey, how's it going?
She's looking a little like the ghost right now, though.
Yeah. That's
You're
why
alive.
That's why the reaction.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Why is the ghost that close to me?
No, it's me. It's me.
Oh, okay.
Bryn will just laugh.
I was doing a thing.
Yeah.
See, I brought Ratt back to life.
I haven't stopped screaming since you finished.
Are you okay? Are you good?
No, I'm just gonna go huddle in this corner over here and like aim all of my guns at people and scream.
Is there anything I can do?
He'd have done better if he was in the Blood War.
Is there anything I can do to kind of calm our friend here and like settle? You know, we can I'll relax. You guys have a staggering disadvantage if we continue onwards in this condition.
Well, you still got 2 missing people. Depending on how
Yes.
important Saren is to you, obviously.
Yes, but the people we just brought back from the dead now have this
Oh yeah.
really bad disadvantage. Really bad. And it's like, okay, well,
I couldn't help but think about it. How mean it would have been after that hour-long resurrection spell. Right at the 59th minute, somebody pops in and goes, "Counterspell."
oh my god, no! That would have ruined Draken's resurrection, but it wouldn't have stopped mine. And
Counterspell.
Cinders.
I got 2. Counterspell. I got a 3rd one. No, I wouldn't do that. You got that.
God.
That's like that old joke about counterspelling Revivify as a villain just to be mean.
I
So-
have counterspell too. So let's go.
But you have your team back with the exception of Jimmy and Saren. But you know Jimmy is alive. The only up in the air one right now is Saren and how to get Jimmy back, obviously.
I suppose we could we're here, you know, we can all kind of chill.
Yeah, no, you are safe and secure in this room. The room is sealed, at least from anything coming in. You do need to keep in mind that the ship is blowing up. So time is definitely of the essence. You've already rested 8 hours to get your spells back.
I'm just thinking of the penalty for our friends here. Do they get their hit points back when they're resurrected, or is it
Yes.
just kind of
I get everything.
Yeah, they're brought back. The only,
fully?
yeah, no, you guys are fine. Aside from the penalties that you have, you're back. You're back.
Do I get all my spells back?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you just have the
Okay.
penalty. That's the only negative.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys haven't been dead that long either, so you're good. So yeah, keep in mind that you have spent an additional 8 hours resting on a ship that is hovering at going super critical.
So when you say
So,
additional,
that's-
you mean the rest we took to get the slots to cast them?
Yeah. So too much more time. Like if you wait and do 4 more long rests, for instance, to get rid of that, it's not going to be the penalty that's the problem. It's going to be the ship detonating.
I just meant the one, you know?
Yeah.
To maybe take the edge of it off a little bit, but
It's up to you. I do have a timer running though, for the reactor.
what do we think, team? Where are we going after this?
Okay, so to clue everyone in that just came back from the dead. Obviously you all died to the construct exploding. It has been roughly about, I'd say about 8.5 hours since then. Well, more like 9.5 to 10 hours. Anyways, we do not have Jimmy at present, but Jimmy is alive. Saren is currently MIA. That time is time that has come off of the time until the reactor explodes. We are somewhere deep within the ship that is apparently secret only to Saren, as she is the only one who is able to access this. And we frankly have no idea where we are, but we still need to find the reactor and hopefully get Jimmy back. Last we saw, various parts of the ship were exploding, and just as well, the scrubbers were trying to come after us, so...
So you resurrected me to die again? That's kind of like the rudest thing anybody has ever done in the history of ever.
We
Listen,
resurrected you.
You
to
are a
have-
flapjack. I don't know why you're upset.
I finally had vacation.
Are you serious? We're gonna die. We need you here.
I already did that.
Oh my god. This dude's just like slightly quibbling with Ratt and just glued to cinder, just glued to her. The whole time, just half the face is mushed against the armor, and it's like, we need you alive. What do you want me to do?
My protector. So as you guys are having this conversation, and I promise this won't take but just a minute because I know we're getting close to time. You hear something from outside the door. You can hear the voice of the door, basically, speaking, but it's muffled by the door. You can't make out what it's saying.
Is it supposed to do that?
It's indeed supposed to do that. That is the door that I spoke to earlier.
What happened after you spoke to the door?
It opened.
I point every gun that I have at the door.
Okay.
Hold on, Rat. And Bryn will stand up just enough so her eyes peek out over the edge of the window of the doors of the medical bay.
Okay. Just looking at the door.
Looking out the window.
Oh, there's no windows on the door.
Oh,
There's windows on the coffin, but not.
Yeah, on the metal coffin pods.
Yeah.
The rejuvenation pods.
yeah.
You could ghost through. I mean,
So you do hear, as everyone's basically your attention's on the door, I take it. You know, he's got his guns out and everything.
Yeah,
The
Bryn
door,
has her ear to the door.
Oh, the door slides open.
To the med bay?
Yeah.
It's Deuce glancing behind us.
And you had your ear to the door, Bryn?
Close to it, yeah.
Okay. So it kind of surprisingly, like you weren't expecting it, obviously, the door slides open, and a soaking wet, bloody figure, just drenched in blood, stumbles into you, and just wraps their arms around you and like holds onto you for support.
Bryn is going to prestidigitation the figure.
Ew! Clean.
Well, she doesn't know who this is.
No, I'm
so.
just joking. That's just funny. Ew!
I think Istu will pitch in.
Yeah, so as you do, you look down, it's Saren.
Saren, oh my
Whoa.
god. And Bryn will quickly give her like a heal.
Okay. You see a large wound on her side kind of start knitting back together, and she looks up and kind of looks around at you guys, glassy-eyed. She's beat up pretty bad. Lots of just lacerations and bruises and swollen bits. She looks like she's been through hell, and she just looks up at you and looks around at the crew and goes, "Oh, good. You found your way." And she just passes out.
It do be that way sometimes.
Jeez.
But that'll be a good cliffhanger for us, I think.
Yeah.
So, I guys, all of you guys who were dead and missing, thank you so much for being patient and letting us have this episode. I know it wasn't the most exciting for you. It kind of like watching the stream. rather than being-
Literally my favorite type of episode that we do.
Watching other people suffer.
Oh, because Jimmy doesn't have to lead.
Yeah. It was.
Rat's on vacation. I am in the middle of the universe, floating around. I am also on vacation.
I think you guys did a great job.
Woo!
So since I survived this, I have a basic knowledge of Sylvan. Was it you said?
Elvin.
Yeah, Elvin. We'll say Galdawina. Galdawinen. You have a basic knowledge of Galdawinen after all this. Istu's very smart. They've been working
28,
with this.
20 int ain't for nothing.
Yeah, they've been working with this with Ghost for a while. So I'm gonna give you that for being a good trooper.
Nice.
I'm glad you guys are back. There were some random events and occasions and potential encounters that you guys missed along the
Nice.
ways. The ones you did encounter, I thought you handled very well. You were very cautious, very careful. You stayed the course. Got a couple little trinkets out of it. You got that pendant, Ghost.
Yep.
And you have the chrono anchor as well.
Can I hold on to that, or do you mind
Yeah,
if I hold
Bryn
on to
will give it to you because it's your area of expertise.
If you ever make it back to the Gale, I know another group of people that would love to have a look at that.
that? So I have the orb and I have
Yeah.
the illusion key.
Yes, and you have the illusion key. And the gloves.
Yes.
You have the gloves.
So, and you have Saren.
Yeah, that's the most important
Didn't
one.
expect that.
And you have the pendant,
Yeah.
the bone.
The finger bone.
Yeah, so I've got the pendant and the gloves. Is2 will say has the key and the chrono anchor.
So, and I think it's the only thing you're not really sure about at this point is the pendant. You haven't really played with it or anything yet. So just keep that in mind with your gear and everything. But I hope you guys had a good time. And once again, thank you guys for being patient, you dead folks and missing folks, and letting this happen. I think it was a really good part of the narrative. I promise not to pull you guys apart with this for extended periods of time, unless there's no other chance. And mass death was a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Never split the party. Never split the party. Never split the party.
Never split the party. That was a big party split death.
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
Death is a true barrier to party unity.
Yeah, in this case, that was probably a good thing that we split the party, because the party that did split was able to resurrect everyone.
Yeah, it worked.
Never
Well,
split the party. Never split the party. Never
it's-
split the party.
the main thing is that you survived. Everyone is back with us, with the exception of Jimmy.
But we know he's alive.
Yes, kind of, maybe.
I am within audible range of the blind piper. That is questionably alive.
I will warn you, Jimmy. If you get Jimmy back, he will be changed slightly.
Yeah, no, for sure. I may have to remove my ears to survive, actually.
We'll see. We'll see. What we can do, Jimmy, is in our off time, if you want to go back.
We
and
can play
forth.
through that a little bit. We'll do some stuff. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So if you have any ideas you want to run by me, or if I have anything come to mind that kind of is happening to throw at you, we'll do that through Discord. And then when and if you do make it back, you can tell everybody your adventure.
Yeah, I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts. We can talk about it after the stream if you like.
Sure. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. So, we'll be back, as always, Wednesday with Weird West. Thanks again to Muse for stepping in for a couple episodes. It was a lot of fun having Kitty join our little ragtag group of murder hobos. Thursday, I believe, should be the final, maybe, I think it's the final Star Trek. I'll have to get with Chance and see, but it's definitely Star Trek Thursday. And then, of course, next Saturday, we'll be back with World of Cairn. Some interesting things planned for that as well. My brain's always running. So stay tuned. Be sure to join our Discord. We're going to have an ad out for our Season 2 short shots coming out. We got another series of 4 coming out, ranging 1 a month. New games, new sessions, each one a new GM. One of us 4 is coming out for it, so don't miss your chance to sign up for those. We'll keep an eye out for you. And thank you, and good night. I'm going to find somebody to raid, but I'll go to the ending screen first. So good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.